Hey everybody, it's Ansel and I'm back. Today we'll be taking a look at the SK61, but I have one issue with it. It's clicky. Now, if you like that, that's all you, for sure. Go ahead and do it. But I don't. So we're gonna do a quick mini review on it, look at the features, some of the specs, what I like and don't like, and then I'm gonna show you how to turn these clicky switches into linears. So let's get into it. So for a quick transparency, this was sent out to me by EpoMaker for review, but again, as always, the opinion is all my own. So moving on, the board is designed by EpoMaker. It is $75 on Amazon, but it occasionally goes on sale for $65. It's a 60% board. They have wireless and wired versions. This version specifically comes with some pretty nice keycaps in my opinion, very sharp. They're PBT. They have this XDA type profile, which I don't really like. I tend to bump my fingers on the keycaps while I'm typing or gaming, but at the same time, this is all just preference. In regards to the keycaps themselves, they are very thick PBT. They have really sharp legends, even though it's just a die sub, and the colors are great. The texture's a bit rough, but again, that is also a preference as well. It has an alu plate. The board itself is tray mount, and it's very stiff and inconsistent, and there's a lot of screws included, but honestly, for the price, I'm not really expecting much more. I don't know what the typing degree is, but it is fairly comfy and I kind of like it. For the case itself, it's very, very hollow, and even though it feels much better and solid than your typical GK61 case, it's still very hollow and pingy, and you'll hear that in the sound test. Now, the board is also hot swap, however, it's optical only. Now, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with optical, but this does limit the choices you can choose in regards to what switch you can put in here. You can only put optical switches. EpoMaker sent out the SK61 with Gateron blues to me, and I didn't get to choose that. It's kind of unfortunate, but again, that is preference. It's not mine, but maybe you like it. In regards to sound, I find the board to be pretty deep, but it's also very, very hollow and resonant, as you just heard. However, we'll see how it sounds once I foam it and how once I mod the stabs and all that good stuff. That being said, let's get into what I did to the board to make it good. So in regards to case modding, I did all your typical mods. I balanced the wires. I lubed them with Krytox 205G0, and I also used dielectric grease for the wire. And I'm gonna be honest, some of these wires could not be saved. They're just that bad, but I decided to change out the stabilizer on the spacebar to a Durock plate mount. I couldn't deal with it, man. It was too much for me. I also used band-aids to help keep the stabilizers in place a little more tightly, and I put some PE foam inside of the case under the PCB to help alleviate some of that hollowness and that ping. Now I was gonna try and PE foam mod the PCB itself, but because these are optical switches, I do think that the PE foam interferes with how they work, so I decided to undo it at the end. But moving on to the exciting stuff, how did I turn these switches into linears? Well, actually, it's pretty easy. Once you take apart the switch, all you gotta do is take apart the click jacket from the stem like this, and then you gotta pull out the leaf from the bottom housing like this. And again, do not do this if it's not an optical board. Do this at your own risk. In optical boards, you're going to be chilling, but in traditional mechanical keyboard switches, this will not work. I repeat, this will not work. And to finish things off, I finished the build with Lubing The Switches. I used a special mixture of Superlube in a 3-to-1 mixture of 51004 and 41160. I actually didn't make this mixture myself. It was sent in to me by a viewer. It's just something that I've always wanted to try myself, but haven't really brought myself to do it. And I just want to say thank you to Amber, the individual who sent this out to me for free. Maybe I'll do a review on it, or I'll do a more in-depth look at this type of stuff, but I am very surprised at how it came out, and I really actually like it. But yeah, after tub lubing the switches and the springs, I put together the board, and there it is. So why don't we listen to the sound test? So yeah, that was a pretty big glow up. Honestly, that was stupidly smooth. The off-center presses can be a little bit funky, but after lubing it up, I barely noticed it, but this was surprisingly good. It sounded good, it felt pretty dang smooth, and honestly, if you have this board and you're looking to just try to upgrade it, I can definitely recommend this. Again, don't do this if you don't have an optical board. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to EpoMaker for sending out the board, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.